Once envisioned as bustling centers of commerce and activity, these malls now stand empty and incomplete, left behind by changing times and economic shifts. From half-built structures to massive shopping complexes abandoned shortly after opening, these sites reveal the rise and fall of retail dreams. Join me, we're going to explore the stories behind Number 15, Hawthorne Plaza Mall. So kicking things off today is the Hawthorne Plaza Mall. It's located in Hawthorne, California. This ghost of a mall stands as an example of the rise and fall of suburban shopping malls in the United States. Its story begins with a promise, spirals into decline, and now occupies an uncertain place between redevelopment and decay, all while playing host to urban explorers and Hollywood productions. The Hawthorne Plaza Mall emerged as part of the Hawthorne Plaza redevelopment project approved in 1969. The project was intended to transform a 35-acre plot of land into a bustling commercial center. Construction started in January of 1974, and the mall opened its doors in February of 1977. Having 134 stores, this mall featured 3 anchor tenants: Montgomery Ward, the Broadway, and JCPenney. It catered to the middle-class residents in Hawthorne, offering a more affordable alternative to nearby upscale shopping centers like the South Bay Galleria. For a time, Hawthorne Plaza thrived. Shoppers filled its hallways, and the mall served as a community hub. However, its early success was marred by violent incidents, including 2 shootings in 1979. Despite these setbacks, the mall retained its position as a local shopping destination. The mall's decline began in the 1980s, as the local economy did suffer from the aerospace industry's contraction. This economic downturn, coupled with demographic changes and increasing competition from newer, more modern shopping centers, eroded the mall's customer base. White flight further drained the middle-class population, leaving fewer patrons to support its stores. By the late 1990s, however, the end was in sight, and the mall itself shuttered in 1999, marking the end of its retail era. Since its closure, Hawthorne Plaza has become a shell of its former self. Sections of the mall were demolished and repurposed, with the southern area transformed into a strip mall featuring a supermarket, pharmacy, and small restaurants. Yet most of the original structure remains abandoned, with redevelopment plans repeatedly falling through due to financial and logistical hurdles. Oddly enough, though, the plaza has gained a second life as a filming location. Its eerie, abandoned atmosphere has made it a favorite for movie and television productions. Films like Minority Report, Gone Girl, and Tenet have used its decaying corridors as backdrops, while TV shows such as Westworld and Teen Wolf have featured the mall in key scenes. Hawthorne Plaza's desolation has attracted urban explorers too. Though access is technically prohibited, trespassers risk encountering hazardous conditions including structural instability and remnants of vandalism. Well, despite all this, the mall's mystique continues to draw curiosity. Its story, spanning decades, starts out nicely but ends in abandonment. Opened in February 1969, Westland began as an open-air shopping hub anchored by Lazarus, Sears, JCPenney, and Woolworth. Early successes included its unique variety of tenants and even cultural contributions, such as hosting a teen variety show, America Goes Bananas, from 1977 to 1980. And closed in 1982, the mall modernized and expanded its retail offerings, drawing crowds and solidifying its place in the local economy. However, Westland's heyday began to wane in the late 1990s. The opening of the mall at Tuttle Crossing in 1997, only a few miles away, siphoned off customers and tenants. JCPenney was the first major anchor to leave, and others followed. Efforts to rebrand Westland as a bazaar-style shopping destination in the 2000s under new ownership failed to reverse its fortunes. By 2010, the once bustling center had fewer than 15 active businesses, including small local shops, eateries, and a sheriff's office. Anchor stores like Lazarus, Macy's, and Sears shuttered their doors, leaving large sections of the mall vacant. The decline culminated in the mall's closure in November of 2012. Its last remaining anchor, Sears, held out until 2017. By this point, Westland Mall had become a relic, a crumbling reminder of shifting consumer trends and economic realities. Demolition began in August of 2023 with the Macy's building and continued throughout the following year. In 2024, Bass Pro Shops announced its relocation, leaving Kohl's as the lone tenant in the sprawling, vacant complex. Number 13, the Forest Fair Mall. Opened in phases between 1988 and 1989, the Forest Fair Mall was situated in the northern suburbs of Cincinnati, Ohio, at the intersection of Interstate 275 and Winton Road. It was designed to be a retail juggernaut, the second largest mall in Ohio at the time, and a showcase for high-end department stores. The mall featured luxury anchors like B. Altman, Bonwit Teller, and Sakowitz, alongside mid-market staples, creating a shopping destination meant to appeal to a broad demographic. However, the mall's grand opening coincided with some serious economic hurdles. Its developer, L.J. Hooker, declared bankruptcy less than a year after it opened, dragging the mall into financial uncertainty. The three luxury anchors quickly shuttered, setting a precedent for instability that would plague the mall throughout its existence. Despite its rocky start, the Forest Fair Mall underwent a series of reinventions. In the mid-1990s, renovations attracted new tenants such as Kohl's, Bass Pro Shops, and Burlington Coat Factory. Mills Corporation acquired the property in 2002, rebranding it as Cincinnati Mills and undertaking extensive updates. Ownership of the mall changed hands multiple times in the 2000s, each new owner attempting to breathe life into the sprawling complex, yet the stores continued to close, and plans for repurposing the space, ranging from office use to entertainment centers, never fully materialized. By the mid-2010s, the mall was operating under its fourth name, Forest Fair Village, with only a handful of tenants remaining. By 2022, the Forest Fair Mall had earned a reputation as a dead mall. Media coverage highlighted its empty corridors, graffiti-covered walls, and dilapidated food courts. Structural and fire code violations led to the city of Forest Park shutting down all businesses except Kohl's and Bass Pro Shops. Finally, in December of 2022, the mall was officially closed to the public. In 2024, Bass Pro Shops announced its relocation, leaving Kohl's as the lone tenant in the sprawling, vacant complex. Demolition plans have been discussed, with proposals to convert the property into industrial space, but funding remains a big problem. Deindustrialization in the Cleveland area led to population decline and reduced consumer spending, both of which hit the mall hard. The death of Edward J. DiBartolo in 1994 marked the beginning of a more accelerated decline. The property changed hands several times, with new owners unable to reverse its downward trajectory. Anchor stores began to close, starting with Horne's in 1992, followed by a succession of others as consumer preferences shifted towards outdoor shopping centers and big-box retailers. By the early 2000s, Randall Park was a shadow of its former self, with vacancy rates climbing and infrastructure deteriorating. The 2000s marked the final chapter for Randall Park Mall. The once thriving retail hub became synonymous with crime and decay. By 2008, most interior stores had closed, and the mall's power was shut off entirely the following year. The remaining anchor stores, including Sears and Burlington Coat Factory, eventually followed suit. March 12, 2009 marked the official closure of the mall, leaving only memories of its bustling heyday. Oh, and photographers and urban explorers did document the eerie abandoned space in the years that followed. Johnny Jew's photographs of the mall gained widespread attention, offering a haunting glimpse of a retail dream turned relic. And in 2015, arson struck the abandoned property, further underscoring its decline. 11. The Woodville Mall. Woodville Mall, located in Northwood, Ohio, just outside Toledo, opened in 1969 as a promising retail space. Developed by the DiBartolo Corporation, it was among the earliest enclosed shopping malls in the area, offering 850,000 square feet of retail space. Its anchor stores, JCPenney, Sears, and LaSalle's, were household names that drew shoppers from across the region. For years, the mall thrived as a community hub, bringing together families, teenagers, and consumers in a climate-controlled space that represented the future of shopping. However, its fate would ultimately reflect the challenges that many mid-20th century malls would face: competition, structural decline, and changing consumer habits. When it first opened, Woodville Mall stood as a centerpiece of the local economy, with three major anchors and a variety of special stores like Woolworth. With three major anchors and a variety of specialty stores like Woolworth, it offered something for everyone. The mall became a gathering place where people shopped, dined, and socialized. In 1971, a Woolco store opened across the street, adding to the retail buzz in the area, yet competition quickly emerged. The opening of Westland Park Mall on the northwest side of Toledo in the same year drew customers away, establishing a new rival for the local retail market. Despite competition, though, the Woodville Mall remained a destination throughout the 1970s and early 80s. In '86, the mall underwent a significant renovation designed to modernize its interiors. Skylights were installed, the center foundation was replaced with a new court area, and a food court was added. These updates briefly reinvigorated the mall, but cracks in its success were already beginning to show. By 1987, JCPenney had closed its location, and while it was replaced by the Andersons, a general merchandise store, this marked the start of a long decline. Woolworth closed in 1994 following a trend of nationwide store closures. By the late 1990s, the DeBartolo Corporation had merged with Simon Property Group, which placed Woodville Mall and other struggling properties up for sale. Ownership changed hands several times during the 2000s, with each new owner promising renovations that never materialized. By 2006, fewer than 30 of the mall's 100 spaces remained operational. Elder Beerman, one of the original anchors, and the mall's theater both closed by the end of 2009, leaving Sears and the Andersons as the last major tenants. By the 2010s, Woodville Mall's condition had deteriorated. The roof leaked, mold spread throughout the building, and there was no heating in the winter. Some tenants resorted to using space heaters, violating fire codes, while the mall's alarm system failed to function properly. In December of 2011, a county judge ordered the mall closed due to safety concerns. Tenants were given until early 2012 to vacate, and the closure became permanent in June of that year. Demolition of the mall began in March of 2014 after years of initial plans that had been delayed by financial and legal issues. The Andersons closed its door in early 2013, citing the deteriorating condition of the mall's structure as a primary reason. Sears, the last remaining anchor, announced its closure in the same month that demolition commenced. Today, the site remains vacant, a reminder of the shifting retail landscape and the challenges faced by enclosed malls in an era of online shopping and lifestyle changes.